Hey guys, how you doing? That's Voodoo here. Welcome to episode 67 in my Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Emblem editor series. Today we're taking a look at the Punisher logo, which is obviously a character from comics and stuff, and films. He's done films as well. Really love this logo. Looks absolutely awesome on the gun, sick on the player card. Really nice, some nice effects on there with shading and stuff. Some of my previous emblems scrolling across the screen. Feel free to check them out in the playlist. The link is in the description to the playlist, and there you'll see 66 other episodes of what I've made, and please check that out before you suggest any other emblems for me. Now what we're going to start off here is we're going to make a sort of nice beveled edge circle. So we're going to use a circle on the background in a shade of grey. Then we're going to grab another circle, make it black, or just off black, and make it slightly smaller, and then again with another circle make it a nice sort of grey colour again, and they on the top, and then we're going to add another circle on top and turn it jet black. It's going to be totally black, and we'll just fiddle around with the widths. You want the outer edge really skinny, you want the next one down a little bit thicker, and then thinner, and then the black background. So then grab yourself. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You could grab yourself a skull if you've unlocked them, but I've done it in case you guys haven't unlocked them. Grab yourself a circle, turn it into an oval, make it a nice sort of ovally shape, put it towards the top of the circle, and that's the sort of size. You want it to be sort of just under sort of half, or around about the halfway mark on the grid sort of thing. Then you want to grab yourself, now this is a weird one, this is an axe. Doesn't look like an axe, but it's called an axe for some reason. You want to freescale that down. That's going to be the sort of edges of the skull. We're going to have that as the bottom part of the edges. Copy and paste that across and flip it, and that'll be the other side. Now this emblem doesn't have to be completely symmetrical. It's going to be slightly off because it is a sort of rough and ready squiggly sort of look. It isn't a perfectly symmetrical image, which is cool. Grab yourself a rounded square, which is a square with just the edges just rounded off. Freescale it down into a rectangle and bring it towards the bottom of the black background. Then I've grabbed ourselves a bone. We're going to freescale that down. We've just got, like I say, we've got to make this look a little bit sort of like odd and not exactly perfectly even. It's up to you. If you want to make it an evenly looking one, you can, but to be true to the original, that's what you got to do. It mustn't be perfectly sort of circular and symmetrical. Now what you want to do is grab yourself another circle and make it, freescale it down to an oval, lay that behind the bone and the rounded square, and just sort of like cut a little bit out of the edge of that axe. Then what you want to grab yourself is you want to grab yourself a windsock, and again we're going to freescale that down. We're going to bring that down the layers. That ends up on layer 11, and basically turn it black. Eventually you're going to see what I do with it. You're going to see exactly. I'll freescale it down, and again that's just going to cut out a little bit on that side just to sort of make it look a little bit more rough and ready. Freescale it down, just take a lot of fiddling around just to get them exactly right. I am going to tweak all these little bits again as we get towards the end of the image, just to get the shapes exactly how I want them. But yeah, as long as you get everything sort of there or thereabouts, we can sort of just tweak them a little bit more afterwards. Then grabbed an armchair, freescale that down to go with a sort of curvature of the left hand side of that skull piece, and just let it sort of cut out a little bit in that little area, just sort of like above, I suppose it's your cheekbone really, and set that in there just nicely. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a tongue, and we're going to put that in the bottom sort of left hand side of the cheek bit. And like I say, we are going to move these around a little bit, but just put it in there so you know that it's there and ready, and then it's just a case of just fiddling around and sort of just making things look exactly right. Now for the bottom part of the image, for the teeth, we grabbed a U. We're going to use 2 of the letter U's, freescale that down, and we have to make sort of 4 teeth, and you just sort of bring the center bits together, and that then makes your teeth. Very nice and easy and straightforward. And then we want to curve them off, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to grab ourselves a curved line, bring that down towards the bottom, and just curve the bottoms of the teeth off, and then it looks absolutely spot on. It's looking really cool, coming together quite nicely. We'll break the back of it now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a golf flag. You want to freescale that down, and we're going to sort of make it bigger in a moment, but this is what we're going to do for the eyes. Really easy. It's a lovely shape, ain't got to do a lot of messing about. We're going to do a little bit of tweaking just on the ends, just to make it look absolutely spot on. But after you've put them in and got them roughly the size you want, then you want to grab yourself a half circle. Obviously free scale that down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to just fill in that little gap with another tongue is what we're going to use. You want to grab yourself a tongue, and then we're going to free scale that down and just fill in that gap nicely. Now I am going to increase the size of these eyes. I'll put my teeth back in. Gonna increase the size of the eyes because they're not quite big enough. So same again, once you get all your bits and pieces sort of like in there and they're pretty close, then you're laughing. It's very very easy just to make things, tweak things exactly how you want it. Obviously, as I said earlier, feel free to leave me any comments of anything you'd like to see in the description. Please in the comment section. Please do not get upset if it doesn't get done immediately or I don't actually do it. Just give me suggestions of what you'd like to see. I obviously have limited sort of time and stuff, and I'm doing as many as I can, and just feel free to put a suggestion in there. Please don't get too upset if I don't get to your emblem straight away. But as you can see, rescaling the eyes. Also, what I'd like to say is obviously leave a like on this. If you enjoy the emblem, like the emblem, please hit that like button. It only takes a second, makes a massive difference, helps the videos get discovered and puts a big smile on my face and makes me continue making new emblems. So if you could hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have to put the sort of nose pieces in, and we've got a flag breeze shape there. Very good shape, perfect for the nose, and we just copy and paste that across. That's the nose then made. Absolutely awesome, very simple. Don't even have to free scale that, it just looks absolutely spot on as it is. Then I grabbed a visor, and we're just sort of tweaking the edges here now, and then I've got a pyramid as well. We're just sort of putting little touches around the teeth and doing little bits and pieces. Then grabbed a ring. Now I don't know if it's called a ring. Circle 02 is what it's called on here. Max that out to sort of, we're gonna have a shading effect here, and this is the way we're gonna sort of cheat and hide how our shading effect works. Put that on the exterior of the image, just sort of like bring it tight to the exterior. Then you want to grab yourself a half circle, and that half circle we're going to turn black, and then we're going to drop the opacity down to 22% is where that opacity ends up. That's where I finish with the opacity. I want to sort of just cover how I've finished the image. It just wants to slightly cover the right hand eye and cover sort of 3/4 of the left hand eye, and that's how you want to do. Then you want to grab yourself another half circle, and you want to bring that all the way down the layers to layer 5. We're trying to have a shading effect on the background of this. So what we're going to do is bring that down to layer 5, keep it black. You want to turn it black and turn it down to 38% opacity at the bottom. You want to flip it over and just have a sort of curved effect on the bottom of that image, and that'll give a nice sort of, you can see I just flipped it there, and that'll give it a nice sort of shading effect at the bottom of the logo. It's almost like a shield, sort of showing the shine on the shield. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves another half circle. Yeah, I'm just tweaking this, tweaking that bit down a little bit, getting the opacity down to where I said it would be. It's all about taking your time doing these shading effects. It really does make a big difference. So once you've grabbed yourself another half circle, that can stay up the top layer because it's white. I drop the opacity down to 17% on that, and just sort of fiddle around getting it lined up exactly where we want it. And that can stay at the top because the skull's white, it doesn't affect it. Otherwise I would have brought it down the layers if I'd had a different colour skull. Now last thing, just the final touch, we're going to add in another tongue, and we're going to put that at the bottom of the teeth just to sort of make them look a little bit more rough and ready, and make the image look absolutely spot on. But that's the Punisher emblem, guys, all done and dusted. I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks absolutely awesome on the player card, sick on the gun. Sure you guys will agree. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. As always, please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.